Now, your News 9 Sports.
The genius of a composer is that he can take all the different parts from the different sections and bring them together to form one beautiful piece of music. The problem with the Brewers is that they can't seem to combine their different elements together to form an unstoppable team. Today was a masterclass in that. Corbin Burns recorded 10 strikeouts against the Cubs, giving him his 18th game with double-digit Ks in his career, tying him for the most in franchise history. And behind him, Keston Hiura had himself a great day, playing out of position, mind you, which makes this catch even more incredible, and taking the phrase willing to run through a wall quite literally. Then, same inning, Hiura using that adrenaline to take it all out on the ball, a 440-foot bomb to give the Crew the lead, but they still couldn't win. Great defense and no offense means the Cubs take it 2-1. Here's the winningest skipper in Brewers history on Hiura's big game.
Yeah, Keston had a great game, great at bat to give us the lead, and then that catch was that saves a run as well. So he had a big impact on the game and played a really good left field. We are at a different depth spot outfield wise for sure. But I mean, I think he's showing that he, you know, in every spot that we've put him in left field, he's played well and handled it. So I think he's certainly capable of it.
And with that loss, we are down to single-digit games until the All-Star break. And despite back-to-back divisional losses to the Cubs, the Brewers still hold a 3-game lead in the Central. They'll look to expand that with a 3-piece against the Pirates starting on Friday. Over at the Forum, the Bucks made their deals with Bobby Portis, Wes Matthews, Javon Carter, and Joe Ingles, all official earlier today. Portis is obviously the biggest get, both on the court and the pocketbook, getting a 4-year, $49 million deal. Bobby Bifocals returns after a career-best season, averaging 15 points and 9 boards a game. Carter and Matthews, not nearly as productive, but will still be key role players. Carter for 2 more years, Matthews for 1. And the most intriguing signing of the group, Ingles on a 1-year deal. He could be a silent X factor next year as he leaves the Utah Jazz as the franchise leader in 3-pointers made, a facet of the game that, if you remember, Milwaukee struggled to stay consistent in all of last season. Now, can you feel this? Football season is nearly here. In fact, this is the last month without a football game until next March, and Packers training camp starts in just 3 weeks. And when it does arrive, there's no time to waste for rookies Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Samori Toure. Minicamp already gave the receivers their first chance to work with Aaron Rodgers, but 2 days just aren't nearly enough. However, during that time, Rodgers saw their potential, but he also knows they're going to be thrown into the fire on the frozen tundra.
Physically, though, they definitely looked the part. They definitely looked the part, all 3 of them. All 3 of the guys we drafted, all you know, have physical gifts. Obviously, the top 2 picks are bigger. I think it's going to be great. There's no better teacher for them on what NFL ball is going to be like than going against our 3 corners, our top 3 corners. So those guys will get a real quick initiation to the NFL.
And finally, why not? Let's get crazy and end tonight with some tennis highlights. Wimbledon quarterfinals today. In men's, number 2, Rafael Nadal took on number 11, Taylor Fritz. Back and forth it would go. Fritz taking sets 1 and 3, Nadal 2 and 4, setting up a win or go home 5th. And I wouldn't bet against Nadal in that situation. He wins it, bringing a 4-hour, 21-minute epic to a close. He'll face Nick Kyrgios in the semis. And the women's quarterfinals also today, Simona Halep and Amanda Anisimova. This one not nearly as long. Halep takes it in straight sets, 6-2 and 6-4. She'll see Elena Rybakina tomorrow. And we'll be back to wrap up the show after this.